Hey guys, depression in trucking is a real thing. Melissa goes ahead and talks a little bit about her experience here. Go ahead and stay tuned. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Why don't you guys sit back and enjoy this video? Let's go for a ride.
The dark side of trucking. I'm gonna talk about something that's kind of a taboo. I haven't seen much about it in the industry. But I'm going to talk about depression. That is exactly...
Bleep!
Anyway, I want to talk about depression and finding that balance between your home life and your work life. I'll give you a little rundown of how everything has come about. When I got on the truck almost 2 years ago, it was so new, it was so exciting, I couldn't wait, I was so happy, no problems. But as time went on, like everything, that newness kind of wears off, and then you kind of start getting into your own head. I'm sure we've all been there. So I'm trying to think in sequence here of when it all began. I wanted him to finally buy a house. I know he was waiting a lot longer, but I think I needed that for myself. We are so totally different when it comes to the truck and having a home life. He's happy on the truck. This is almost who he is. I mean, wouldn't you say that? I know I'm directing this at you now. Yeah, I think he's loved trucking his whole life. And his father was a trucker, per se. And and he loves the driving. He's always loved driving, even before he loved driving. But anyway, besides that, I get on the truck, everyth's great. And then as time goes on, you start really thinking about everything, okay? And
I started noticing you getting further and further distances. When I'd pop the camera on, you would run.
Yes.
Okay.
And that's exactly what happened. Is people know when you're depressed, you lose a lot of joy for the things you used to do. And I used to enjoy being on the camera with him when he first started, when I got on in YouTube. Now I run. I mean, even being here now, it's tough, but I'm starting to come out of my funk. So I thought it was important to talk about it. And I don't know how many women there are that have the same problem, but I'm sure there's men and women. But you tend to get into your own head a lot on the truck. Now the biggest thing was your loss of identity. As a woman, back home, being married, having kids, you're into nurturing, cooking, cleaning, stuff that you think now, ooh, cleaning? I like that. Yes, you miss doing laundry. You miss cooking. You miss, we had a lot of animals. My passion was horses. All that stuff is gone. So now I've got to try to find out that identity that I knew for almost 20 years is now gone. But the one thing I do love that I used to do a lot of was write. I'm a huge writer, and not to sound, I'm good at it, but I also procrastinate, so that has its downfalls. But if you could find that passion while you're out here in the truck and going home every 8 weeks, then I think you've got a better way of dealing with the depression. Because a big part of the depression is the isolation. When you're a trucker, you're out here by yourself. If you're a solo driver, you've got nobody. Sure, you have phone calls, you might talk to a spouse, your kids, a girlfriend, you have guy friends, but still, isolation is isolation. Before I got on the truck, we had barbecues, we had parties. I was very outgoing. And that's another part of me that's gone. Like David said, camera comes on, I run. and that's part of the depression. Another thing that I've experienced here, which is also depressing, especially if you're a woman, is weight gain. Now, yeah, I'm really putting a lot out here for, I'm putting a lot of myself out here, so that's something I typically don't do. But that's another issue. A lot of who I was when I got on this truck was my style, my makeup, all the stuff I did. And now I've got 3 walk-in closets at home with clothes that don't fit me anymore. So how does that make you feel? And I'm sure this is a common thing in trucking, is the weight gain, men and women alike. Unless you have a fast metabolism, I've seen very skinny truckers. So that's what I wanted to get across too. That's all part of the dark side of trucking. People don't talk about the weight gain. And the other night, I actually laid in bed and thought about, my gosh, what if we die here? He's falling asleep over here. And I thought, this isn't real healthy. I'm going to have to start changing things, changing my perspective. Luckily, I'm starting to come out of this funk because, you have to pick yourself up by the bootstraps sometimes. It's not that easy. Sometimes it's a matter of just keeping a journal, writing your thoughts down. Talk to your significant other. If anything, all you want is somebody to listen to you, not give you advice, not anything, not say anything other than it's going to be all right. Sometimes that's all we need to hear is it's going to be all right. That's all. Not here, do this, do that, suck it up, whatever. It's going to be all right. That's all we want to hear. What other things did you notice? Because you noticed, David, you noticed a change in me, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
What did you notice?
It's not about what I noticed for.
No, if you tell them what you noticed, maybe they'll see this on a co-driver or another trucker. Because there are people that need help.
One of the things is, when you first got on the truck, you were gung-ho, you like to color, you like to do things. You even at a truck stop, you take your camera out, take pictures and whatnot. And
I'd make my own YouTube videos here and there.
Yeah, and then as you started driving, and when we were going to do team driving...
Put it on you now.
When we were going to do team driving, it was supposed to be super solo. And not run real hard. The problem is I can't not run hard. I just can't. So is part of this my fault? Probably, but I've told her. I just recently told you that. Look, if you want to get off the truck, get off the truck.
But I don't want to.
But I just noticed, her. The big thing is always going. As soon as we'd come into the truck, she'd just go into the back. Headphones go on. Boom. She'd be done with her drive shift. She's gone into the back, headphones on. Don't see her until her 10, 12 hours, whatever I took before it's her drive shift again. She'd come back. I'd be 9, 10 hours into my drive shift, stop at a shipper or receiver and sit there for an hour or two, and she doesn't come from the back. That is, now she's looking at 13, 14 hours back there, and so I could tell something was going on, and
got an answer for that.
Just not so happy-go-lucky. But this ain't about what I'm saying, and I do make it hard because I'm a jokester and whatnot. I'm sure I'm not a big guy of boo-hoo, let me pet you and make you feel better.
And that's where I said before, all I want to hear is it's going to be okay.
Right, but instead I'll say fuck up and or quit being a baby or whatnot, because I just don't know how to deal with that kind of stuff. I just rather joke about it.
Yeah, and the whole thing with me in the sleeper, one of the signs of depression is sleeping a lot. And also, when you're sleeping, you're not thinking of all that dark stuff. Or if you're driving and you're listening to Audible, there's no room for dark stuff. So, that has a lot to do with it. But things are looking better. I think a lot has to do with buying a house, although it's a step forward.
Well, and you've admitted that you've got a problem, so we can talk about it, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, and it's not always easy to admit to your spouse because he likes to joke about it. But yeah, there's, it is a dark side of trucking. Depression exists. And although a lot of truck drivers, co-drivers, people in the industry don't admit it, it's there. And it's something, I mean, heck, Prime has a mental health phone number you can call if you're feeling down, sad, you need to talk to someone. They've got that line there, and they've got it there for a reason, because this happens more than you know.
That phone number is in your Prime app, and
Yes.
I believe when you call, it's anonymous.
Yeah. I've never called it. I've thought about it, but, like I said, I do go in the back and I sleep and I watch TV because it takes my mind off all those other dark thoughts. And when I say dark thoughts, I just mean the isolation, the depression, my identity. My identity was a huge part of who I was. I was Melissa. I was the horsewoman. I had friends. We used to go... I'll just wrap it up. But anyway, that's the gist of it. If you have any questions, email him, and I'd be willing to talk to anybody.
Or leave a comment.
Or leave a comment. Yeah, don't be afraid. But there's people who are going to be afraid to say, "Yeah, I'm depressed." So.
And if you leave a smart A comment, it will be deleted ASAP. So don't even bother.
Oh yeah, you don't want to do that. All right. Anyway, that's my little, not really a rant, but that's my story, and I'm
your
sticking to
dark
it.
side of trucking. That's the
my
dark side of trucking. Also, you can go to our Facebook page, David H, Melissa H, husband and wife trucking across America.
I'll be writing a little blog.
Yeah, she's gonna be doing some blogs on there.
I write better than I talk.
About things. Yeah, and she's a sissy. What do you want me to say?
See?